OJ Simpson received a unanimous decision from the parole board of Nevada to be set free as early as October 1st. Simpson has served 9 years of a 33-year sentence for armed robbery. In his closing statement today, Simpson apologized for his part in that crime, but in earlier testimony, he seemed to speak more of regret than remorse. Pablo, what is your reaction to all of this?
My first reaction is that there is no more morally problematic human stimulus package for our industry than OJ Simpson. But to deal with the ruling first, because I want to get into what happens next, I'm not a person who thinks that makeup calls are okay in our justice system. So yes, I believe that cosmically he deserves to be in prison right now for what happened in 1994. Right. I agree with that. But the notion that this was a crime that was pinned on him because people earlier than this at a different stage in our system failed to address and serve justice, I kind of get why he's out.
I find myself in the same predicament that I don't think if I was on the parole board, I don't think I could have adequately administered justice in this because I wouldn't have seen this solely through the prism of that armed robbery or armed robbery attempt. I would have seen it through the prism of the murders. I don't want to say that I'm endlessly fascinated by O.J. Simpson, but I might be. And it's important to say that in this past year, a friend of ours, Ezra Edelman, won an Oscar for a long and wonderful documentary of O.J. Simpson. And a show about O.J. Simpson was nominated for a variety of Emmys as well.
And won, yeah.
So I believe, and I'm going to use this word advisedly, I believe when he gets out, and I want to hear what you have to say about this, when he gets out, he is going to be our guilty pleasure. And I say that guilty strongly. I think that he's going to have a lot of television opportunities and blog opportunities and podcast opportunities. I think he will be shunned by some, but not all.
Yeah.
But not all. And I think in the sort of Kardashian morality that we live in, that fame and even notoriety that's the calling card.
Well, the endless fascination is justified because even this stupid crime was kind of like an Ocean's 11 for idiots. That's what I learned from Ezra's documentary. Like, the guy just can't do stuff in a boring fashion. And what happens next in this aftermath, Tony, we live in a world that is more engineered than ever to cater to and reward these surrealist, attention-seeking nostalgia monsters. And OJ is the archetype of that character. And so what I'm saying is I agree with you. From a cynical dystopian perspective, I want to buy all the stock I can in this man because I know we're going to watch and consume across all of these channels.
I can see him being the subject of his own reality show. I can see a network going out there and saying, let's just follow you around. And I can see him, he's probably, if not addicted to fame, he has lived in so much fame for so much of his life, saying, this is my justification, and I will be on something like this. And I see him becoming the most popular is the wrong word. The most known.
Yes, we consume him. We cannot stop but consume him. We can do nothing else but consume him.
And it's going to make me feel a little bit filthy.
As it should, but this is the world that in some ways we learned OJ created. The tabloid, the cable news 24/7, the gossip. This is the guy who birthed some of that.
I actually do. I agree with the parole. I agree with the parole for that.
We're just mutually terrified of what happens next because we're gonna. Only more will come.